No, let's just take questions.
First question. Anyone have a question? Yes.
11:45.
Kevin, I believe it was an 0 for 9 start to the tournament for you. Just did it feel like you were kind of due for a big
Yeah,
hit?
thank you for reminding me. Yeah, no, this game's hard, and some guys are making it look easy, but it's not. And just hanging in there, trying to put good swings on it, swing good pitches is all I'm trying to do, and just happy we got that one.
And Dylan, I guess you guys were down 5-0, 9-5, 9-7 in the ninth. Does it feel like with this lineup, it's always within reach?
Yeah, I mean, we're never out of it. We have guys that can put it out of the ballpark at any time, but we also have guys that can go up there, have good ABs, and pass it from guy to guy. And honestly, that's what you need to get one of those good pumps. You got to get guys on. You got to put some pressure on the defense, and then that's how we kind of take our opportunity on when we want to strike.
And Coach, I guess how encouraging and how big was it to see Josh Sanders retire all 9 batters he saw and kind of keep you guys in the game?
Yeah, Sanders was outstanding. Free came in and got us out of an inning right before that. And, again, without him doing that, definitely you don't have the opportunity to come back and win the game.
Coach, Matt Tallery from World Baseball Network. What was this just like being down 2 runs in the bottom of the ninth, and then just to come back rejoicefully, and now you guys get to sit in the driver's seat a little bit?
What's it like? It's a lot of fun watching them. I mean, we've told these guys throughout the whole year. I mean, they're a lot of fun watching. We've got the ability. We got a lot of ability, a lot of tools on our roster, and that being said, all the respect in the world for Oklahoma and their whole staff. And they went to Karsten there and doused it there late, and those guys can really pitch. And to come back, against those guys says a lot about just the grittiness of our guys, how tough they are.
Kevin, you guys are down 9-7. Just take me, you're down 9-7, 2 runs heading into the bottom of the ninth inning. Take me through all the, emotions, what's going through your mind leading up to your at-bat, and then how'd it feel to deliver the game-winning hit?
Yeah, I mean, I knew I had a shot to come up there at the end. But, yeah, just everybody went up there, had a good approach. That pitcher's really good stuff, and everybody just kind of got their pitch to hit. And as it started getting closer, I realized, now there's a real shot for me to come up in this situation. And but I mean, for the other guys to get it to that spot's a really big deal. I mean, Hester is the one who should really be up here. He tied the game, and I'm just really excited. It was an awesome feeling for sure.
Coach, this is the first time you've won the first 2 games of this tournament. You're going to have tomorrow off. How does that feel?
Is it really the first time?
First time.
Are you
you've won.
sure?
David Collier told me so. If you're mad about it, you can ask.
Okay. I've been to a lot of 8-team tournaments, I guess, and don't really keep track of it. And again, just really thankful, and we're going to stay humble. We're going to keep respecting the game, play the game the right way, respect our opponent, and just thankful to be in this position.
Tim, actually, to follow up on that, it's the first time since 1998 that Texas Tech has won its first two in the Big 12 tournament.
Wow.
What do you think it's been so difficult, considering all the winning that this program has done? Why has it been so difficult to win the first 2 at this tournament? And in that context, then, what does it mean to kind of end that in that streak?
Might be tournament baseball. I mean, you maybe not handling the highs and lows, and just understanding that you got to show up the next day and earn the right to win. And a lot of times in tournaments, maybe teams get caught up in celebrating a hair early, and instead of just playing the game that's in front of them, playing the pitch that's in front of them. There's all kinds of ways to explain that. I mean, but the game does demand that you do things right, and it does demand that you respect it throughout a game. And obviously, when you get the results we got, I mean, you definitely have to step back and be and recognize that you got some breaks and be thankful for it. And there's an opportunity there every day to go out and play the game at a high level. But, you know, maybe guys aren't pros. I mean, we're dealing with amateur baseball players, and, you know, pros, probably most pros do a better job of showing up. And that's a long answer, but I can't explain it. I mean, I can explain in our time here. We make a lot of decisions that's what's best for individuals a lot of times this time of year. And what's best for individuals sometimes gives you information for down the road to maybe be in position to win the whole thing. And so it could be a long answer, but 98's a long time. They won it in what, 97?
Yeah, I think that's
Or
right.
98's when they won it. Tell you this, that was a good team. I mean, that was a really good team. There's a lot of good players on it.
Dylan, going all the way back to the first inning, what was kind of the issue with you and Tabor? You were charged with 3 pass balls, and did you get crossed up any at all, or
No.
or is this ball just moving a good bit?
No, it had nothing to do with Tabor. I mean, that whole inning, I'll put it on myself with the pass balls and putting more pressure on Tabor, and he's probably thinking that he missed spots worse than they actually were because he was around the zone. But one of the hardest things to do as a catcher is try to face this fake bunt, and you got to figure out how to get above it, how to get it below it, and it just took me longer than it should to make that adjustment. And like I said, Tabor threw the ball well. He was around the zone, and that's on me for not helping his confidence. And like I said, I made the adjustment. We were good after the first inning, but yeah, it wasn't anything Tabor was doing. It was just me.
Hey, Dylan, if you can kind of go a little bit more on that, knowing that you had the less than ideal start there on the defensive side of things, but it seemed like the offensive side of things is where you're able to kind of settle down and really get in your role.
Well, it's funny because when you do something like that to hurt the team on the defensive side, the way I've always thought is there's always something you can do to help it on the other side. And it doesn't put any more pressure on myself. I try not to, obviously, but ultimately what it comes down to is you got to be more focused. If something like that happens, it's like Tad made an analogy to me. He's like, he thought I got buck fever behind home plate. He said I missed the big buck, and it ain't coming back. But he told me I gotta keep ice in my veins and not get that buck fever. And it honestly helped me out a lot. It made me laugh and kind of helped me settle down. And ultimately, like, you got to keep playing the game no matter what happens.
And, Coach, I guess for you now heading into a day off, you know, when you have a game yesterday where you didn't really need that many runs to a roller coaster of a day that it was today, I guess how do you approach an off day? Do you kind of see it as a potential momentum killer? Is it a good time to rest and really rejuvenate? How do you kind of go into that?
Oh, maybe we'll get a Sandlot game together somewhere. You know, maybe we can round some guys up, play, and maybe head over towards Dallas and get 9 or 10 guys to play us. And these guys like playing, so maybe that's what we should do. If we can't round up a game, maybe, I don't know, we'll just watch baseball. I mean, but regardless, these guys are probably going to be thinking about baseball, and so we got some things we could work on. So we know where a few ballparks are around here, so maybe we could get a game together.
Do a couple more.
Coach, what is this going to do for your pitching staff specifically?
Without a doubt, I mean, in an 18 bracket, to lose the second game probably puts you in one of the hardest positions, pitching-wise. And so it puts you in position to go on the next game with everybody rested. And so definitely helps. I mean, you know, you'd have had some guys that would have been off the board if you had to play tomorrow. But more than anything, it's allows us to you know, run a starter out there and have the bullpen ready to go.
In the front.
Tim, what did you think of Tabor's night tonight? Because first time through the order, 7 of 9 batters reached against him. Second time through the order, all to give up. One guy reached on air and one guy reached on infield hit. And
That's ironic because I love the guy. I mean, he's just, I thought he was very present. I thought he competed. Thought his, his pitch to pitch was pretty good. And we really never felt like there was a time, hey, we gotta go get this guy in the first, even though it looked bad. From a standpoint of just balls going everywhere and kind of the way it worked out. I thought Baz made a good play to get us out of that inning. But all along throughout the year, Tabor's he's one of those guys that's a baseball player. I mean, he's actually, I like him hitting, I like him pitching, I like him playing in the outfield, Don, but as far as him today on the mound, I thought his presence was really good.
Dylan, how did you feel with the bat just all night? I mean, 2 doubles and the home run.
I felt pretty good, and it's funny because in the cages it was really, really bad. And I was talking to Ray Hayward and Eric Gutierrez, and they were like, well, it's a myth about baseball. If you got a bad day in the cages, usually means it's going to be a good game in the ballpark. And ultimately, I was just trying to get a pitch I could hit, and most of the time when I have good days, I put it on my teammates because when I go up to bat, they tell me what to look for. They tell me what the pitch is doing. They tell me everything I need to know, and that gets me in a good position to sit on a pitch, and if I miss it, that's on me.
All right, that's it. Thank you guys.
Thanks.